Hello and welcome to Kitchen Inspirations. My name is Carmelo and I want to thank you for joining us here today at our Zojirushi America Corporation headquarters down in Torrance, California. So today is March 20th, 2023. Also the first day of spring. So in order to celebrate this day, we're going to go ahead and make some morning breakfast just for you. Alrighty, so with that said, if you like breakfast, do let us know down in the comments. Personally for me, it is my favorite. A lot more than dinner, a lot more than lunch. So do let us know. Alrighty. So today, you can see that we actually have a few different appliances here. And these is all the appliances that we need in order to make a fine morning breakfast. You could go ahead and make it, your weekend morning breakfasts or your everyday morning breakfast. But with that said, I'm excited to show you about, because we are going to be showing you 4 different appliances, starting off with our SKXAE French press, double wall vacuum insulated, just right here. And I actually made some right before this, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that. We also have our BB-CEC20 Breadmaker, which makes phenomenal bread. You can see right here that we've made 2, and we actually have another one over here, which we will be using to make French toast later on. In addition, we have our CV-DCC flagship water boiler. Again, this is very, very nice for making, tea, coffee. You can make instant foods with it as well. And last but not least, let's go to our close-up over here so you can see the last one over here. So this is our griddle, the EA-DCC10. You can see that is very big. And this is where we're going to be making our French toast. Right now it is off. I'll go ahead and preheat it for about 5 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, just so in about 5 minutes we could go ahead and just start making a French toast right there. So with that said, let me go ahead and talk to you about our French press. So this is again a fairly recent product. It came out last year. And a lot of people don't know that we still have, or that we even have a French press. They know that we have our coffee makers. We actually have 3. We have the Zuto. We have the new Dome Brew coffee makers, the Dome Brew Shower Dome coffee makers, which I believe just last live stream I talked about it. So if you are interested in that, go ahead and check it out. But with that said, I do want to focus this show on the French press. So you can see it right here. It looks very nice. Double wall vacuum insulated stainless steel. Very simple design. We have the black on silver, perfect for any countertop. You can see right here that we have kind of like a beige kind of brown wooded table. You can see that it looks very nice right there if I just turn it around. Let me go ahead and show you in the close-up actually, just so you can see a little bit more as well. So right here, French press, and right there, just get the overall design. All right. Okay. So again, we do, if you have any questions at all whatsoever, we are multi-streaming Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. If you have any questions, go ahead and, let us know. We'll be happy to answer that for you. And if I get to see that, I'll go ahead and answer that for you. If not, we have a full team standing in the back, just deciding and ready to answer your questions. Okay, so the French press. Now we have the French press right here, and let me just so I could quickly tell you, the magic of the French press. This is essentially what goes down right here, right? Right here. The thing about French presses, usually they have one of 3 problems. One of them is the heat retention problem, right? A lot of them are made out of, glass or sometimes even plastic. And because of that, as soon as you make your cup of coffee, you got to actually drink it right away. In order to solve this issue, we actually did a double wall vacuum insulated French press, meaning that it'll retain your coffee for a very long time. If you're familiar with our mugs, then you know that they can last for a very, very long time. Essentially how it works is that, so you have, imagine there is a wall right here and a wall right here, and it traps the heat inside, right? So it's just kind of like bouncing from one wall to the other, trying to escape. And this is the heat that I'm talking about, right? So just trying to going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, trying to release. But because everything, there is a ceiling, nothing, the heat won't escape, and it's gonna be in there for a very long time, making your cup of coffee, your first cup of coffee, just as good as your last cup of coffee. The next thing is that for a lot of these French presses, also the mesh can be you could say that it is like the cores, the coffee beans tend to release outside of it, and we've come to we designed this so it doesn't have that situation. So let me kind of briefly go to the little close-up cam over here so I could explain what I'm talking about. Okay. So right here, so this is where the magic happens. You can see right here that this actually goes all the way down. This is our, right here, this is our cap. You want to twist that off, and just like most of our products, you could actually disassemble this for ease of use and ease of cleaning. Let's put this right here. And actually, I got to be careful because this is preheating right here. It's kind of warm. This is what I'm talking about. Let me go ahead and actually remove that. Okay, so right here we have the sealing ring. We actually made it half blocked, which makes it, very good. So we don't actually, so the sediment, the grit of the coffee doesn't actually pour out. In addition, we included a very, very fine mesh right here, which, in addition to that, it'll block, coffee grounds from being poured out. And last but not least, we have a shield right here, a disc that will just block that, an additional layer, making it, very hard for the coffee to actually go down. Last over here, we have our lid. Again, this, you can easily remove it to kind of disassemble it, to kind of wash it very easily. And you can see over here that we can actually twist this off. This hole you see right here is actually where the coffee is going to be poured out. Okay? So, and last but not least, we do have a gasket which is removable, so you could wash it very thoroughly. And again, the gasket is for the water not to leak out of the coffee maker, the French press. Okay, so there you go. This all together, we put the rod in here, then we put the bottom part, and last but not least, the cap. And just like that, you are ready to make some coffee, right? So once you do that, let's make some coffee. And actually, I already made some coffee right before this. Let me just kind of quickly show you how I made it. So we recommend that you, for a maximum, if you're trying to use the max line, which is 34 ounces, as a guideline, we do say, put 6 cups of coffee. Of course, everyone has a different preference to coffee, so you can just go ahead and do it how you like. But we did put 6 cups of coffee, and we did actually use our CV-DCC water boiler to, push water, and we put it all the way up to the max time. So you can see how we actually have this preset already. You can see all the, the hot water, the steam just kind of like coming out, right? And this, once you mix it in with the coffee, it'll then brew it, right? So once you just want to mix it up a little bit and put this back in here, and you can see that the smoke is still right. The smoke is still right there. Let's go. All right, so you can see the smoke hopefully right there, right? So that, it's open right now, right? We want to close it, and just like that, it'll remain very hot for a very long time. Okay, and because it is double wall, that means that inside it's very hot. On the outside, I can't feel a thing, right? Okay, so with that said, we did make our coffee, and I'll come back to this actually. Let's make our French toast. So now that we have our bread right here, we did use our BB-CEC20 Breadmaker over here. Let me just kind of quickly talk about it. We do have different courses. We have a basic white bread. We got a quick course for basic bread. We have whole wheat. We have a quick whole wheat. We have a dough course. We have a jam course, which I actually made some blueberry jam earlier. Look at that, just how delicious. And I'll actually show you how delicious it looks. In addition, we do have a cake setting, a sourdough starter setting, and a homemade setting that allows you to just really choose the rise, the kneading time, the baking time. Just allows you to make the bread however you want it. So it's very personal, and it's my personal favorite. That is actually how we made this bread right here. It is chocolate chip. So let me just kind of show you over here how delicious it looks. So we made some chocolate chip bread right here. And let me tell you, with these bread makers, You know, even if you've never, ever, you know, baked a bread, all you got to do is put the ingredients in there. I mean, just yesterday, I made some white bread, and all I put was the bread flour. We put dry milk, we put sugar, we put salt, and a little bit of butter. And just like that, I was able to make myself a 2-pound loaf of bread, you know, perfect, just like the ones you see at the supermarket, right? So it is very, very nice. And definitely, you know, if that's something that you are looking into, you know that no additives are going to be on there, which is a, you know, bonus, right? But with that said, yes, if you do have any questions, do let us know. You know, we are here for you, and we are happy to answer that. Okay, Hachige83. Wow, it looks delicious. What looks delicious? The plain bread, the chocolate chip bread, or do let us know, right? But thank you very much for that. Tammy Brown over here in Facebook. Please mention the warm-up feature of your bread makers. Yes, so we do have a warm-up feature, okay? So this is a preheat setting. Essentially, you warm up the bread makers, and you can have it pretty much to the temperature setting that you want. So whenever you put the bread and the dough in there, it'll just start and making it very nice, very properly for you. Okay, but yeah, thank you very much, Tammy Brown. Thank you much for that. Yes, we do have, again, this is our BB-CEC20 Breadmaker. Let's go ahead and make some French toast, shall we? So now that this is preheated, right? We preheated for about 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and, you know, cut some bread right here. Okay, that's 1 slice. That's 2 slices. Let's go ahead and make 3 slices, right? And if you do like French toast, do let us know down in the comments. So, all right, we have 3 slices right here, and you could tell that these slices are actually fairly big, right? They're actually full-on sandwich. Let's go over here in the close-up one more time. You can see that, I mean, if I put my hand next to it, it's fairly big. It's almost the same size. So because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it down the middle one more time, right? Just cut it down. And now we'll have not 3, but 6 smaller sizes. And over here, let's go to the close-up one more time. I have my, my French toast mix already. I put some eggs, I put milk, I put cinnamon. Of course, there's different ways of making French toast, but that's what I put. So let's go ahead and just soak the bread in there. Again, I made this bread earlier this morning. Just, you know, you want to make sure that it gets in there, let it soak a little bit. And once it's in there, let's go ahead actually and put some butter over here. You can see that it is, you know, frying it very quickly, right? Okay. Let's put it right there. Now that I got the butter, let's go ahead and put this toast on here. So I got 1 right there, and you can tell that this is actually a fairly, you know, it has, the dimensions are fairly big for this griddle. It is 19 by 12, I believe. So one thing I do recommend is that if you do decide, you know, you want to get this griddle, do make sure that you do have a big table because it is on the bigger side. We do have smaller griddles, the EA-DCC10. It's a little bit on the rounder side, which you can, of course, check out. You can go to shop.zojirushi.com, and you will find it there. You will find this one as well, and you will find all of our other products as well, okay? So shop.zojirushi.com. So there you go. You can see the steam kind of just, you know, coming up very quickly. Yeah. So again, I make, you know, breakfasts every weekend with my family using this specific griddle. You know, I just have it right there in the counter. I just put it in onto the table, and essentially what we do, you know, I get my family around the table. I put this in the center of the table, and we could all just kind of like make the pancakes together, make the French toast together, and kind of just have this, you know, nice family experience right there and then. So you can see again, let's kind of twist this over here. You can see how nice and golden it's turning out, right? Let's go ahead and do this. Again, very easy. Very, I mean, I just put these in right there, so let's wait a little bit. In addition, I do want to show you how easy it is to make some eggs and a little bit of a ham, you know. I personally like grilling my ham a little bit for morning breakfast. I'm not much of a bacon person, I don't know. I know we do have a lot of bacon fans out there, but you know, if you're like me, if you're a ham person, do let us know. Or, you know, am I the only one or not? So, with that said, I'll make that one right there. You know, let's go ahead. Actually, let's put the ham. Okay. So the ham, put it right there. And it's been a while since we put this French toast, so let's go ahead. There you go. Look at how nice, how easy it is to make the French toast. Again, very easy. And we do have the lid, you know, if you want to kind of like cover it up to make it, you know, cook faster, we can go ahead and put the lid for a little bit, you know, just like that. You can actually cook the eggs. Make sure if you don't want to like flip it around, you can go ahead and just put it right there, right? Alrighty, so we do have a question, it seems. Luz Figueroa, I have a smaller bread machine. I use it to make banana bread. Delicious, but I am having a problem in how to set up the timer to bake bread at a later time. Yes, do let us know which model you have, and we'll be able to help you out with that, Luz. Thank you so much for that question. Okay. So yes, let's see how it looks over here in the close-up one more time. Wow, I might have overdone this ham really quickly, you know. Again, when you put the lid on top, it really, you know, it cooks everything very quickly. So you got to make sure, you know, that everything is there. So let me go ahead and put some of these French toast over here on a bowl. Let me just, don't want to overcook them, you know. So we could just put that right there. And over here we got another French toast. You know, let's put your somewhat, you know, burnt, and there you go. You know, if you want it, you know, you could keep it like this, have the lid a little bit on, or you could kind of like flip it on the other side. Let's go ahead and put it a little bit. Look how clean and how nice it looks right there. Again, this is platinum infused right here, and it's also non-stick, so it makes it very easy right there for your, even for your eggs to not be to stick. And just like that, look at that, how easy. There you go, right? Doesn't that look delicious? Okay, so we got your bacon, we got your eggs, we got your French toast, and last but not least, you know, to finish this amazing breakfast, you know, we gotta finish it with some fruit, don't we? And let me actually turn this off over here because we don't wanna burn anything, right? Okay, so now we have this over here. We have our coffee. Now we're gonna be drinking it in a while. I'm excited for this. But in addition, you cannot do French toast without fruit, right? Let me go ahead, show you over here, right? I love me some fruit. So let's go ahead and put this on your French toast. Let's put it right here. And some blueberries, some raspberries, and some strawberries, right? You gotta get all berries, make it look nicely. So over here, let me show you in the close-up cam just how easy it is. And again, I do this every weekend with my family. You could go ahead and do it every day. You got your berries, you got your French toast. Let's put some syrup on right there, right? Look at how nice that looks. If you're a fan of powdered, you know, powdered sugar, we could go ahead and put that as well. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of powdered sugar. Okay. So let's put this over here. So we got powdered sugar. I mean, Don't tell me this does not look good, right? Don't tell me you don't want to eat this right now. And last but not least, you know, you got to top it off, right? You got to top it off. So let's put some whipped cream, right? And just like that, you have your morning breakfast, right? You have your meat, you have your eggs, you have your French toast, a little bit of carbs with, you know, your fruit and a little bit of sweet, because why not, right? It is the first day of spring, and we did celebrate that with some fantastic morning breakfast. Again, one thing I didn't mention was actually that I did make jam yesterday with our BB-CEC20. This morning. But with that said, we did use the jam setting. All you have to do is put your favorite fruit in here. Personally, I used blueberries. You got to put a little bit of sugar, and I actually put a little hint of lemon in there as well. And then I was able to make my blueberry jam. So let's go ahead and do that as well. So I got my French toast over here. But let's say, you know, I want to get a little, you know, classic with just toast and jam. We could do that as well, right? So we got your bread over here. And last but not least, let's put in that jam. So again, I made blueberry jam. Let me actually move this a little bit so I can show you. And again, this is fairly hot, so every time you are done with it, you want to kind of let it cool down. You know, a little hint, let it sit for about 20 minutes, and then you can go ahead and wash it over the sink. Okay, so we have our bread, right? You can see it's very nice. This time I kind of thinly cut it. And then we have our jam. Look at how delicious that looks, right? So I made this. Let me just kind of like spread that out right there. Again. So not only do you get, you know, your basic white bread, your whole wheat bread, your sourdough jack starter, your you know, dough settings for making anything afterwards. But you also get, as a little bonus, you know, you have your jam course that personally I use every week. I make different kinds of jam, and you know, there you go. So we have your jam right there. I mean, do let us know. Are you a French toast person, or are you a, you know, simple kind of jam and bread? So I'll put that right there. And last but not least, let's finish off with our French press coffee that we did make earlier. So again, I did close it. Let's go ahead and go close up over here. Again, to open it, you just want to twist that. It's gonna, you know, twist open, and then we want to pour it, right? So just pour this. Oh, actually, let's go to the close-up. Look at how hot it is. I made this about an hour ago. You can see all the steam just coming out. I hope you can see that. All right. Okay. So that's how hot, you know, the French press gets. And let me tell you, this is still very, very hot. So when you do drink, you know, you always got to be careful. But with that said, we have our morning breakfast, you know, on this beautiful spring day over here. We have our French toast. We have our eggs. We have our ham. If you want to make bacon, you can go ahead and make bacon. You have your toast and jam. And last but not least, you have your French press coffee. And of course, your French toast for the rest of your family and friends. So that is it. That is how you can use our appliances to make a fantastic morning breakfast. Again, really quickly, we have the BB-CEC20 Breadmaker. It makes a traditional 2-pound loaf of bread similar to what you just saw me use over here, similar to these over here. It's horizontal, right? We have our French press, the SKXAE right here, 10. Makes about 4 cups of 8 ounce is a cup of coffee, right? So 34 ounces altogether. Double wall, vacuum insulated. It keeps retention, the heat retention in there for a very long time. And on the outside is very, very, very fresh, not hot. Then we have our CV-DCC water boiler. Again, this is our flagship. If you want a water boiler that does everything, you can't go wrong with this one. And last but not least, we did use our griddle over here, the EA-DCC10. We made French toast, but you can make pancakes, you can make omelets, you can make eggs, you can make, if you're familiar with those Japanese style Japanese pancakes, you can go ahead and do that. I mean, the list just goes on and on. You can even make, you know, whatever you want from a grill, you can use it in a griddle. So steak, you know, chicken, whatever it is, you can do it. But with that said, that is it. I hope you enjoyed, you know, this morning breakfast special. And of course, anytime you do have any questions, go ahead and reach us out in, you know, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you know, and we are happy to answer those questions for you. Of course, thank you very much, and we hope you have a, you know, amazing spring from here on out. Okay, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. And again, don't forget, shop.zojirushi.com. You can get all of these and more. See you in the next one.